What is up, guys? It is the Sound Alchemist here with
Gersh1.
and we're back at it to answer your questions in another episode of For the Greater.
It's a video series where we answer the questions left by you, the viewer. If you have a question for us, simply comment down below. Put question in front of your question because we get to those questions first.
And this first question is by Vic Hunting. If Age of Sigmar is tied into 40K like a lot of people seem to believe, then why are the orcs unable to create guns and other advanced tech, which is genetically coded into their DNA? So the bigger encroaching question here is 40K and Age of Sigmar tied together?
And the answer is no, not officially.
Yeah.
There's rumors that Sigmar is a Primarch. But I mean, the more you hear the rumors, or the more you hear about like the reason why, the more I think it's just like, oh, well, it's just aesthetic.
Right. Another big example as to why people think they are connected. You've got Chaos in there. Chaos demons are the exact same thing. You got Khorne, Slanesh, Nurgle, Zeech.
Yep.
And another big thing, a few days ago in one of the Warhammer community articles, they were showcasing the new demons for Nurgle. And the great unclean ones, the greater demons of Nurgle, it says you can play them both in Age of Sigmar and 40K. But the thing that caught my attention was there was a Nurgle demon that you could only use in Age of Sigmar, and they said this demon will now be able to be used in Warhammer 40K. And they the way they worded it, kind of made it seem like there is a possibility of these two worlds connecting, or these two galaxies, whatever it is they are connecting. I'm not sure exactly what they were trying to get from this, if they are connected in some way or not, but I mean it's there. They wrote it down for a reason.
Yeah.
Or maybe it's just coincidence.
And then just to answer like your question with the orcs, you could always say because that ability in the genetic encoding is connected somehow to the WAAAGH energy,
Right.
And the WAAAGH energy is the psychic energy. So if the chaos gods might have some type of control over the orcs in Age of Sigmar, which prevents them from using like highly technologically advanced weapons.
Right. Because even the Stormcast Eternals, which are like technologically more advanced than all the other races in there, they still use like crossbows. They do have a gun, but it's kind of primitive looking, so they might not be able to produce such weapons such as guns and laser technology because the technology isn't there in Age of Sigmar yet.
Yeah.
Because it is progressing. And then he's got a second one. Do you guys think we'll get any orc-specific clan buffs or new models when the Codex finally drops? Love the videos and keep up the good work.
Thank you. Definitely. That's what happened to the Tyranids, and that's really what's happening to like the Space Marines and stuff. So it's gonna happen to the orcs.
Yeah, every codex that's been coming out has been giving specific buffs to further factions within the armies.
Yep.
So that's what I'm hoping for. Hopefully the Bad Moons get some really awesome stuff.
Teeth.
Next
Next question comes from Lance Fleas. I was wondering if the Tau ever had their own fan-made lore. If not, I was wondering if you guys give me any starter tips. The Tau have their own fan lore? I mean, yeah, I'm pretty sure the Tau have... the Tau were included in the lore for 50K, which is fan-made, stuff like that. But as far as you wanting to create your own fan lore for the Tau...
yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, the lore is kind of open-ended with the Tau, so you could include a whole bunch of aspects, and you could do that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Next question comes from...
Enrico Fermi.
Okay.
No, it's not. That's the guy who made the Fermi Lab.
Oh.
Yeah. Straight fashion. Are there other living saints within the Sisters of Battle that are currently alive, other than Saint Celestine? I know there have been other sisters that have been declared living saints, but to the best of my knowledge, they've all died or have been killed. It's the same thing. So, living saints.
As of right now, I think she's the only one.
Yeah, I think that's why there's so much emphasis and focus on her, because she's the only one.
I think.
Correct us if we're wrong.
Next question comes from Alan Ham. Out of the Space Marine chapters, which one would you want to be?
Out of all the what?
Space Marine chapters.
The one that drew this the most. So, Emperor's Children.
Emperor's Children. So you'd be a traitor.
Yeah, Fulgrim. Just so I could get closer to Fulgrim.
I would do a Raven Guard because I can fly. Here's the second question. I made my own custom Delta Marine Space Marine chapter. What should be their founding and parent chapter?
I would say the Ultramarines because you got the whole Alpha, Beta, Data, Delta, Omega.
American Airlines.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
South by Southwest.
Yes. Do Ultramarines. And then you can play with Gilliman.
Yeah.
Why would you not want to play with a distorted looking Primarch?
Gorilla Robot Man.
Yeah.
Shadow Butcher. How does the demon hierarchy work? For example, is it Demonettes, Bloodletters, Blue Scribes, and Nurglings? Are they equivalent to the Imperial Guard? What would be the Space Marines of the demons? So there is a hierarchy. Like you got the lesser demons, which, like you said, are all the ones there. And you got greater demons, like Bloodthirsters, greater and clean ones. And then you got
Primarchs.
demon princes, then demon primorcs.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I forget about the princes.
The Prince of all Saiyans.
So what would be the elite then? The
Primarchs. I'm pretty sure they're the top of the top.
Well, no, I'm saying like what would be the equivalent to the Space Marine?
The heralds of the lesser demons.
Okay.
Because Space Marines can't really take on greater demons by themselves, but they can take on a whole bunch of lesser demons. So I think like the icon bearers and stuff like that.
Okay. Fair enough.
He also got the second question. In a hyperbolical situation, if all Chaos Gods actually unite under one banner without trying to one-up each other, how would they manage their armies?
Khorne would take control of battles. Tzeentch would take control of the tactics. Nurgle would be the...
I think he'd be in charge of like recruiting or gaining more to their forces.
Yep, and then finally Slaanesh would just dance.
Like the distraction.
Yeah. Next question comes from Margot Stern. How was Terra in the early years of the Empire? Like before they had any colonies or a few? What were the native species? I want to know more about this part. So before the Imperium, Terra was extremely like, it was a wasteland. You still had the Himalayan mountains, you still had like some planetary or some continents still around, but for the most part, it was radioized, bunch of radiation all over the place. It was full of like a bunch of not hive cities, but like fortresses where like but like mutant psychic people ruled. It's pretty bad. Yeah.
There's still McDonald's, right?
McDonald's is gonna stay forever.
Mm-hmm.
There's even McDonald's right now in 40K.
This one is by Logan Douglas. Have you guys seen Event Horizon? If so, you should watch it. They have theories that the warp is basically what they show in this movie, but I don't want to spoil it. No, I haven't seen Event Horizon, but I have seen a lot of comments and questions about 40K's warp and the warp or whatever it is in Event Horizon, that they're the same thing. But yeah, now I want to see it. Have you seen it?
No, I don't even know which one that is. Next question. My phone's dead.
What would happen if a normal human received a blood transfusion from a space marine? Asks Muddy Owl.
He'll get HIV.
You get a space AIDS.
Yeah.
You'd probably die because like you've got all this like extra organs and all these chemicals and whatnot being pumped into a space marine in order to become a space marine. So I think all that stuff would just kill a regular human.
Yeah, because your body would reject it. Mm-hmm. It'd be like somebody taking some ape blood and putting it into your body.
Damn, that sucks. Yeah.
Gorilla blood. Yeah. Next question.
Brandon W. Hickman. If another Legion and Primarch fell to Chaos, who would it be and why? Oh, I feel like the most obvious would be the Lion and his Dark Angels, because there's already some Traitor Angels. Quote, Traitor Angels.
Yes. Agreed.
Agreed.
Next question.
Brandon True. What would happen if a perpetual is infected by the gene stealer virus or consumed by the Tyranids?
That's a good question.
Yeah, because like they like break it down to a molecular level and ingest the juices. I think he'd still come back somehow. He'd probably just like appear.
Yeah, as a Tyranid, like flying hype tyrant. His face would just come out like Lord Voldemort behind the head of that other guy. Yeah. Next question.
This one's by Calvin Hayman. Why are all plasma weapons still broken for the Imperium? I understand the template was damaged and the slowness of the machine god, but it's been over 10,000 years. Why hasn't this been solved yet?
Because it's super tricky. You try to figure it out, man. It's not easy.
I mean, they had the technology, but because of the Age of Strife?
Yeah.
Then everything got all messed up, so now they're trying to relearn what basically took them thousands of years to learn.
Yeah. And half of those discoveries were probably by accident. If you look at our own history, a lot of our discoveries were accidental. Mm-hmm. Like penicillin.
Yeah.
Next question.
Michael Howell asks a question that I've been thinking about for years. It's been in the back of my head always. So, was Be'lakor around before the appearance of Slaanesh? The lore states that he's been around for eternity, essentially, but Slaanesh is only about 10,000 years old. So, how was he blessed by all the powers of the Chaos Gods before Slaanesh was even a thing?
Well, the reason for that is when Slaanesh was born, in our timeline, it looks like it was born like right when the Age of Strife was happening. In reality, or in the warp, there is no time. And yeah.
So like I said, I answered my own question with your
explanation.
Yeah.
I led you to your answer.
Which I've known in my heart always.
Yes. Last question.
This is the last one, and this is the most heresy-fueled one. Revlon Bobbin. Is there a lore reason why Be'lakor is so small compared to all the other high-ranking demons, considering that he was the first demon prince? And also, what do you think his end goal is?
If you notice, like even within humans, the firstborn is always the shorter one.
Is that true?
Yeah. Think of every brother duo thing. The older brother is always shorter than the younger brother.
I'll take your word for it. That's why. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, he looks cool, so.
Yeah. And he was made he was made first, right. So I guess metal. That's why.
yeah, I think he was metal. Yeah. And now all the demon princes are coming out being some huge, big things. Yeah.
And those were the questions for today.
That's right. Thank you for all these questions. If we didn't get to your question, ask your question in the next For the Greater Wall, and we'll answer that question then. That's a lot of questions being said.
This was Gersh1.
Sound Alchemist, signing up.